problem called sin. Sin separates us from God. Sin means that we cannot spend eternity with God. God is holy. He cannot have people with sin not dealt with in heaven. But the good news is that when Jesus died on the cross, he paid the price for our sin, that we might escape the just punishment. God demonstrated his love to us in that whilst we were yet sinners, Christ died. I said evolution was false. I have another reason why I know that evolution is false. It's actually very obvious. And it's the work of Professor John Sanford. And Professor John Sanford was a very senior geneticist, professor at Cornell University, co-inventor of the gene gun. 2005 he wrote a book called Genetic Entropy, in which he makes, I would have to say, a very obvious statement. Time is not evolution's friend, time is evolution's enemy. Why? Because everything decays over time. Your car decays over time, your house decays over time, so does the genetic code. And he wrote this book in 2005 and pointed out that effectively the genetic code is decaying rapidly. 100 mistakes enter the genetic code of a human being every generation. That means we can only have been created thousands of years ago, not millions. Millions of years of genetic mutation would destroy the genetic code. Dawkins is wrong when he says, give me enough time and anything is possible. Time does not create design. Time destroys design. Well, in the 20 years since this book was written, not a single peer-reviewed scientific paper has been able to refute his arguments. And he's written recently to say no one has come up with any scientific evidence against genetic entropy. And it's obvious because it's the law of the universe. Things decay with time. So does the genetic code. That means the genetic code was not just created, it was created recently. You might argue, but what about the dinosaurs? Don't they prove that evolution is true? I'll see if my friend tells me if it's true. Do you think evolution is true? No. No, dinosaurs do not think evolution is true because they have soft tissue in them. I've been speaking about this for 6 years on the streets of Chester, and no one's really ever come to talk to me about it. It's a bit of a shame. And I've been mentioning to Professor Steve Taylor, a friend of mine from University in Liverpool, who has done work on soft tissue and dinosaur bones and has presented it to scientific conferences. Well, what's interesting is about a week ago he got onto ITV News because Liverpool University submitted a paper with evidence showing that their dinosaur bones had soft tissue. And they were talking about Jurassic Park and recreating dinosaurs. But the interesting thing was nothing to do with Jurassic Park. Soft tissue only lasts thousands of years. Think. All that human beings would think. If soft tissue is being found in many dinosaur bones and other fossils, and soft tissue only lasts thousands of years, then those fossils are only thousands of years old. They are not evidence of evolution. They're evidence for a worldwide flood. I've studied this subject for 40 years. I've created a website where I've curated articles on this. The evidence for a worldwide flood is irrefutable. It's in the rock layers. It's in the landscape, and it's in the fossils. God has laid out the evidence we need to come to a rational belief that He exists